Wait, do we say hi YouTube or something like that?
Listen, folks, I'm going to cut straight to the chase. This is the #1 two-man comedy news podcast in all of podcast land. We are the best podcast you're going to listen to today, yesterday, or tomorrow. And the only way we can make sure that we grow to the necessary size that an incredible show like this deserves is if you hit that like and subscribe button and you spread the good word.
Like and subscribe to the channel for brand new episodes every Wednesday. Check out the podcast version of the show for the unedited version. And other than that, enjoy the show. Peace be unto the prophet.
Long live Worst Hour Pod.
Tyler Gazar, the man,
plans.
the producer himself. Tyler Gazar just fucking laying down the law right there.
The podcast controlman.
He's assumed control of this ship. He's now captain.
Tyler, do you feel like producing podcasts has raised your alpha energy?
No.
Do you think
It's a
Tyler?
very beta job.
You think so?
No.
No way.
Are
You could
kidding
fuck
me?
us over in 2 seconds.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would
I'll
much
just
rather be.
apologize over and over again.
I would much rather be, and really quickly, if you could not talk over me again, I would much rather be Jamie than Joe Rogan. I got to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, dude.
In a heartbeat.
100%. Would you rather be Mark Hoppus or Tom DeLonge?
Definitely. I think actually, well, because here's the thing. Each of them has their own sort of, should we even say, everyone knows who Mark Hoppus and Tom DeLonge are, right? I assume everybody who listens to this podcast is 93. They're 93 and they found this podcast while trying to, and they're trying to understand their grandchildren better.
Right. So, yeah, they're the guitar player and bass player, respectively, from Blink-182.
Mark Hoppus, bass player, longevity, no doubt about it. Career that worked all the way through for him. Tom DeLonge, the bigger star, kind of burned out though. So
who did the UFO stuff?
that was Tom DeLonge. Mark Hoppus just continued to work for forever. I mean, just playing in different bands that kind of sounded like Blink-182.
Angels and Airwaves?
That was Tom DeLonge, but he did.
Apparently, I only know what Tom did. I couldn't tell you one thing about Mark Hoppus.
Mark Hoppus did Plus 44. He did like another one where it was just all of Mark Hoppus's bands were just Blink-182 without Tom DeLonge.
Spank 193.
They were just the same, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom DeLonge, when he did like Angels and Airwaves, he was trying to do like a U2 thing.
Yeah.
So it was at least something different. I don't know if you had to love it, but it was something.
Who's the one where when they do a new song now still sings like it's 1994?
That would be both of them.
No, one of them, his voice changed. Like he tries to sing a little more normal. He doesn't say every syllable. One of them does that.
That one is Tom DeLonge.
I literally only know Tom DeLonge.
Yeah. Mark Hoppus is kind of the lower voiced one of the two.
Okay.
I would try to emulate it, but my voice just naturally is going to sound like I'm trying to do Tom DeLonge.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
It'll probably be.
So you would rather be Mark Hoppus, though?
Yeah, I would be. I'd rather work for a continued period of time. I don't need stardom. I just need a roof over my head, a well-adjusted life, you know.
I love how we're talking about 2 billionaires and you want to be the more blue collar of the millionaires. I mean, when you're talking about millions of dollars, don't you go with the guy who works less?
You know what, dude? I'm a populist. I don't know, through and through. So, you know, I don't know. Mark Hoppus, I just like working, you know? Well, not that hard, though.
Right. I bet Tom was doing some stuff.
Tom was doing a lot. Tom was sorry about that. Tom was doing.
He did Rogan.
He was doing Rogan.
He did about UFOs.
He's got the UFO Foundation or whatever. He seemed to be in talks with Hillary's campaign. I don't know if you remember that, but John Podesta was like having conversations with him.
Yeah, he spoke at a rally.
I don't even think
for Hillary. I think
did he?
Yeah,
sounds about right. I think John Podesta reached out to him, and Hillary was so desperate to just get on with like the young crowd.
So she picked a 40-year-old band.
Well, she when her husband was president, Blink-182 was the shit. So she's
100%.
Obviously, 30 years later, they're still rocking, probably.
And ska was popular. That's why the saxophone got him into office.
Exactly.
All the ska heads elected. There was a wave of ska voters.
I think
a third wave, if you will.
I think somehow Tom DeLonge had like contacted John Podesta, and they were in contact with one another.
How much you know about John Podesta. How many times you got to say John Podesta?
Well, when you have such a specific name to use,
you really want to get it out there.
You want to get it out there. You want people to know you know the name of. I think it was Hillary's campaign manager, but I think he literally told them like, look, if Hillary gets elected president, we'll tell you whether there are aliens or not. We'll send you all the proof.
Yeah, as long as you just bring your lip ring, but wear a suit. Wear a suit, but pop that lip ring in.
Yeah, absolutely.
He probably had to redo the whole. It probably swelled for 3 days before the speech.
Yeah.
So he probably had to, it probably closed up. I doubt he was wearing the lip ring.
What was your Do you have a stupid X piercing somewhere?
Never had a piercing.
Really?
No, but I was the kid who would stick a safety pin through his cheek.
Interesting.
But never had a piercing.
I had a lip piercing, and I actually ended up chipping my tooth on it. Trying to eat a chicken. I wish it was a chicken McNugget. So I bit my tooth. I bit into it and broke my tooth, and then I took it out because my dentist shamed me.
Your lip ring, or was it a tongue ring? Are you lying to me?
I had a tongue ring, yeah. Would you?
You suck a mean cock.
The thing about a tongue ring is, I'm not sure if this is real or if this is a tow truck driver fact. So Tyler, you're gonna have to let me know. I guess there's like a chance. Look it up if it's possible, Tyler. Is there a chance that you can die from a tongue piercing? Is that?
I mean, it seems like there'd be a really important artery somewhere in the middle of your tongue.
Possibly a tow truck driver told me that you can die. Possibly my dad was trying to get me to not get my tongue. Possibly he was trying to get me to not get my tongue pierced.
I could see you getting your tongue pierced. Honestly, you have a little bit of pierced tongue energy. You do.
At worst, I have a pierced brow, kind of.
Anybody who did well this year in Bitcoin, has a pierced tongue energy.
That's a fair point.
What about AMC? Are you in on AMC stock?
No, that's for fucking.
That's absolute tongue piercing.
That's a tongue piercing energy.
If you're in on AMC stock,
tongue piercing energy without a question. Tyler, my man, do we have an answer?
Yeah, we got a couple people that have died from infections.
from an infection from your tongue?
Yeah, this lady.
They probably got AIDS from sucking cock through the hole in the tongue piercing.
I'll tell you what, that's a funeral a father does not want to have to tell people about.
I'm not giving the fucking eulogy.
How did we lose Bryan?
Well, okay, first of all, he was
overdosed on heroin. Like him and your mom do the thing where they both give different answers and then they keep swapping.
The real answer is he was at Panama City Beach, Florida at spring break. He was trying to impress a guy, and so he got his tongue pierced.
Is it a simple infection, Tyler, or does it possibly, is there a main vein down there?
I've heard there's a main vein.
I've heard there's a main vein. I swear to God, I've heard it.
I mean, that's how what do they call that? Peristalsis, the wave to swallow the food. I mean, to get the blood to make the tongue do that, there's got to be a big vein in there.
It's a big risk you're taking for really just to turn me on. All right. Well, while we pull that up, we'll
I've never had a piercing, but I'll tell you this: I'm not above a stunt. You know that.
Of course, we're gonna do it on the air.
If we get 10 Patreons from this episode, so you have until Tuesday night, Wednesday morning when this comes out, till Tuesday night the following week. If we get 10 new Patreons,
I'm trying to think of which
more than 10.
It's got 10 is pretty good, dude. 10 is pretty fucking good.
Well, you didn't know what I was going to say. Okay. I'll get my ear pierced for 10.
10 ear pierced. 20 Prince Albert live on the pod.
No. You can't go straight to the top. This is why we don't succeed.
Okay.
No.
Okay. 25.
No. 10 is my ear. 20 lip. 30 eyebrow. And I will do it.
I'll never do the eyebrow. I'm not drawing any attention to my eyebrows.
You didn't even see it.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm doing anything. If anything, I'm getting it piercing as far away from the eyebrow as possible. I'll do my belly button before I do my eyebrow.
Yeah.
How much to get the belly button pierced? How many Patreons right now?
Actually, belly button would be earlier.
Would be earlier?
So 10 ear, 20 belly button.
Is there a number where we can possibly get the Prince Albert? And you got to do it on YouTube, live stream.
Okay, Prince Albert. I want it Japanese porn style though.
Okay.
I want, you know what I mean, the pixelated squares as they're doing it. That's how I want to do it. And I'll edit it myself so nobody else has to pixelate my cock. I will do that myself.
That's how. If
nobody
I was on
to spend that much time pixelating a giant hog.
If I was on that TV show Naked and Afraid, that would be part of the terms I would do. I'll do it. but I need to be the one who edits. I cannot.
Yeah, you need to do the Ned Flanders one where it's censored all the way down to your knee.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, if we get 100, but here's the deal with the Prince Albert.
Yeah.
100 Patreons, but you have to stay for a month.
You have to stay for a month.
So you can't just spend $5.
Well, that's, yeah, you can. I'll tell you, your money's good here, no matter how long you want to use it.
Yeah, 1 month and 1 week is the same.
It's really the same.
It's a monthly cycle pay period.
So you could, if you wanted to really put the stipulation on them and go, look, you got to come in for 6 months. It's got to be half a year.
If 100 of you stay for half a year.
Up front. We want the money up front.
Meat on the table, getting pierced live on YouTube.
I would.
Do they allow like an after hours YouTube stream? Like a.
I swear to God, if we get 100 Patreons, I will personally do the piercing.
No,
I will.
No, if we get 100, come on. If we get 100, I'm getting a professional to do it.
Nope, I'll do it.
No. That's 500.
I will personally handle it.
I don't need you.
I'll put the needle in my mouth. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do.
Enough with that tongue pierce energy. All right. What I'm saying is 100 Patreons, 6 months, cock pierced.
Last thing I want to ask Tyler to look up before we start the show is I need to know who Prince Albert is. Was he a guy? Because that, I'll tell you what.
There was a wrestler named Prince Albert, which, by the way, that's risky. He had a lot of piercings.
Yeah. Oh, certainly. Here's what I want to know.
He was a consort.
I imagine Prince Albert was probably a guy who was like, I did a lot of great things for my kingdom. I wonder how I'll be remembered. And and this is the thing he gets. It's got to be devastating. Is that him? Prince Consort Albert?
I don't think we should be on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, no, I don't trust those kids. Kids who can edit the Urban Dictionary. I want to know where the origin of Prince Albert. And I'll tell you what, Tyler, you're on your computer. Feel free to search however you want to search it. Prince Albert, dick piercing, etymology.
Why do they call it a Prince Albert?
Yeah, I personally I'm dying to know a little.
That said, Prince Albert, why it called? Why did guys get Prince Alberts? Well, that's a great question, but that's not the one we're trying to answer.
It's not a great question. I occasionally have seen it in a film or two. It seems just burdensome to everybody. But hey, if you give me a good reason, I'll get it done. There's got to be a vein near there that would kill you immediately.
It's called the main vein, dog.
For a reason. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Look,
there's absolutely a vein there.
While Tyler pulls it up, I'll set up the show here today. You guys are listening to the Worst Hour podcast, Memorial Day extravaganza. Just a fair warning. You may hear a firework explode. And that's why. It's because it's Memorial Day.
That's not why. It's just because there's a shitload of Mexicans in Los Angeles. So at any moment, you could hear a firework.
Today, it's because of Memorial Day. Next week, it'll be because somebody dies. And then the week after that, it'll be because of 4th of July.
New Year or some shit.
All that stuff. While you guys are out, chillaxing probably on your 3-day weekend, we're working hard.
Do you think our listeners are taking the schooner out?
No, probably easily. What's the schooner again?
It's a boat.
Yeah, they're taking the schooner.
Schooner or dinghy.
These are white trash boats, aren't they? We can't have.
Tyler, you're a Navy guy. Is a schooner white trash?
I don't know. I don't know what a schooner is.
Yeah, he's. I thought. I don't want any. By the way, I don't want any trashy vehicles associated with this podcast.
The most white trash boat is a pontoon boat.
That's the one with,
or the airboat.
Is that the one? Which one is the one with the giant fan?
That's an airboat.
Yeah, that's.
But the pontoon one is the one that has those giant missile-shaped
and it goes super fast,
and it looks like a floating like gazebo.
That one is.
That's the white trashest one.
The boats that go super fast, where they like fly off the water,
yeah,
is somehow garbage. Even though it's completely the most sophisticated technology on the planet, it somehow is trash.
It's always some famous 22-year-old like drug dealer always dies by speeding into a jetty.
Yeah, exactly.
Jetties, those will get you.
They will absolutely.
What's the point of a jetty?
I'm not really sure.
You're an ocean guy, right?
Well, I did take an oceanography class in college.
Did you?
If you don't fucking believe I did, I took an oceanography class, and for years I would bring up things that I learned in my oceanography class.
You got any good oceanography tidbits for us?
Well, here's the thing about the oceanography class is it was a lot more weather for some reason. So, I'd walk
Is there
around.
weather in the ocean?
somehow they're all those things are connected. I'd walk around being like, oh, that looks like an alto cumulus cloud in the sky right now. I'd say things like that to people.
Is that a stratosphere?
I go, well, it depends. Does it look a little fluffy or is it a little bit more tightly?
They taught us this in 5th grade.
Dude, I was really seriously thinking I was in a really sophisticated college class because it was in an auditorium.
What were your electives?
Of course. Well, first of all, I blew my wrist out, smashing that human sexuality right away. Right, just immediately. That's the first elective I took.
Human sexuality.
Human sexuality. It was in a cool.
Was there a lot of tongue piercings in that one?
I think the teacher had like pink hair or some shit like that.
Yeah.
They had to find the freakest chick to teach.
Yeah. Wearing those Avril Lavigne like just sleeves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finger glove sleeves.
Wearing a shirt that says "Yeah, I got Bush" kind of thing.
Yeah, this is what a feminist looks like.
Yeah, I voted for Bush, pussy Bush kind of thing.
Yeah, lick Bush 20 whatever.
yeah. That class I took about 3 times. 3 times. I got an A each time.
Just really want to make sure I got this down.
Dude, that class ruled. Eventually, we had a chick come in who had AIDS. She came in to talk to us about having AIDS. We were like, dude, this is fucking great. I was like, college is fucking nuts, dude. I met a guy with AIDS today.
I would have built like a hockey penalty box around me if I was in that class.
Well, of course, yeah, Brian. When you were in college, that was peak of the HIV scare.
Exactly, dude. We didn't even know yet.
We really did it though. For me personally, and it was like I'm talking about 2011. I'm not talking about 1983.
Yeah.
2011. I was probably like, well, if we breathe too close to one another, it'll be pretty. Now, if you talk to a kid, if you talk to my 6th grade cousin, he'll tell you like, no. If you fuck a chick raw with that,
he'll be like, dude, pussy skin's thicker than asshole skin, so like guy on chick, rare transmission.
It's rare, 1 in 1,000.
Yeah.
That's anybody who knows the statistics for HIV.
Look, babe, it's 1 in 1,000.
Well, no. The only reason why I know those statistics is out of pure fear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I kissed a girl. I got to find out whether I have AIDS.
Oh, right. I just had another, I love getting HIV tests. I had to go to the VA and I had a doctor's appointment and they're like,
you love getting an HIV test?
Because I know I don't have it.
Oh, it's one you're ace right away.
Yeah. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Every time they're like, just so you know, rapid HIV test, neggy.
Negative. I'm nervous every time. Even though there's no reason,
I know.
I'm dead nervous every
All these
time.
horrors from the past pop into my head where I'm like, Jesus Christ. Well, it had to. I was like, how long can that shit? Is it like a cicada? Does it sit for 17 years in my stomach?
Well, look like a goddamn pro teasing for the show, man. I'm so excited to learn about cicadas. That's what we're going to talk about today on the Worst Hour podcast.
We have the Prince Albert answer.
Okay, here we go. We have an answer for the Prince Albert. Tyler, why is it called a Prince Albert piercing?
It says, legend has it that Queen Victoria's husband, Prince Albert, had a urethra piercing to assist the hang of his genitals
Whoa.
within relatively tight trousers.
You know what? Okay, I'm actually completely on board with this. So basically, if I understand correctly, he had a piercing on his junk so that it would hang properly in his pants the right way.
He wanted to put out the right vibe.
To put it the right kind of vibe.
Basically put like a coat hanger.
Without a yeah.
I mean a coat hook.
He basically, a little kettlebell on his balls just to kind of give it a little bit of fluff wherever you're going.
And then it also says that there's also a theory that Albert had Peyronie's disease where the penis curves and the piercing might have been an attempt to straighten it. So a little weight on there to straighten his cock out.
Oh man, that is it seems like a lofty idea to get that to work. But hey, you know what? You got money, you got time, make it happen.
I always heard that girls love a nice curve.
Who are you talking to?
I don't know.
Who are these filthy women you're talking to? Who have these opinions? Not women who listen to this podcast.
Just like like it hits a different spot. It's a little interesting.
I'm sure.
Feels different.
I think we all learned Brian has a curved cock now.
No, dude.
I think we all unfortunately.
My cock is as straight as me.
Well, hey, man, we learn through others.
I've heard girls love that.
Anytime somebody says I heard girls love that, They're basically saying they
Girls
have.
love tiny cocks that are.
Chicks love dudes under 5'6". It's 1,000% true.
They're obsessed.
I can't get enough of it.
That's my favorite. Girls always tell me who are on Tinder that guys are always like 5'8" because I guess it matters. Is in their bio every time. Just angry short guys.
Yeah. Well, is 5'8", is you consider 5'8" short? I consider it to be pretty close to regular height.
Yeah, we call that desert tall. Call that a desert giant.
That's a huge ass motherfucker in the desert, man. I'm trying to think who's the tallest person in my family. They claimed my grandfather, whom we showed on the show last week, was a tall guy. Again, no idea what that means to them.
Everybody's got one though.
One like tall relative.
Yeah. I mean, my whole family's tall, but like for you guys, like for short families,
Yeah.
there's always one. There's like a myth about him in their family. Always like
Tallest guy in your family?
6'5".
6'5". Tyler, you got any tall people in your family?
I'm the shortest.
You're the shortest. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I got 4 brothers. I'm the shortest. I'm the oldest of 5 boys.
And they're all taller than you.
All taller than me.
Like a lot taller?
At least 4 inches.
Well, aren't your brothers black?
That's
No, I'm
good.
serious.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. Tyler has a complicated family history. We're not going to get into it on this episode. Subscribe to our Patreon. We'll have Tyler on. I'll tell you what. We'll have Tyler on as a guest this week. We'll learn all about Tyler's complicated family history.
Yeah, it's badass, dude.
We volunteered all this information for Tyler, by the way. He's not agreed to this yet at any capacity. I've just decided that he's agreed to it.
Yeah, we're going to do an interview with Tyler.
Today's show, by the way, Worst Hour Podcast. We're going to start it off. Before we get into it, I mean, look, we got a lot to get into. We're going to take a look at China's new 3-child policy. What does that mean for you? That's important to know.
I know.
I mean, most of you probably nothing, but we have a couple listeners in Shizhou. Hey, happy Memorial Day. There we go. Steven Seagal pledged allegiance to a pro-Kremlin party. I didn't even know Steven Seagal was a Russian citizen.
Also, I like the idea of that headline supposes that there's a anti-Kremlin political party allowed in Russia.
I didn't even realize until reading this article that Steven Seagal was a full-blown Russian citizen. Let's see. Take a look at Israel's new superhero, the Iron Dome. What could be offensive about that? And then the Turkish mafia boss. This guy rules, dude. He's the country's largest YouTuber. I read.
He might be one of the world's largest YouTubers.
He's the mafia boss, which I didn't even know. First of all, I feel like there can only be 3 countries that have a mafia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get the Italian mafia.
I'll take the Russian mafia.
Russian mafia works.
And then
I mean, the Mexican mafia is like a prison gang. It's not really
the same stuff.
I mean, listen, I don't want any part of y'all, and I respect y'all, but you're not like.
Well, we'll take a look at this guy and his
Yakuza?
YouTube channel. Yakuza, sort of a mafia.
Yakuza's legit.
I mean, no, it's not that they're not legit. I just don't quite consider them a mafia. I'm not. I feel like the Yakuza is more of an organization. You know what I mean? They're more of a company. I feel a mafia seems too sloppy for the Japanese. I feel like the Japanese would have a much more structured system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is it works better when you've got like Mediterranean people who feel too much emotion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mafia is it's too emotional.
The music is dramatic, and yeah.
We'll get into all of that here in a second. Let's see. Before we get started here, I did want to show you this awesome music video, Bryan. Can you pull this open here, Tyler? I just found this music video. This is a couple years old, to be completely fair, but it is a music video. I believe that it's a woman. I'm sorry. It's from the perspective of women in ISIS, and it's a song for the ladies out there. So,
is it written by women?
Hit play. We'll see.
Is it performed by women? Oh, Memory. There you are.
Well, you know it's real when we get Memory.
The Honorable Women of Jihad, the women's action.
This is a song completely from the perspective of women from the Islamic State, performed 100% by men. We raised a generation of martyrdom that will defend your soil, O Palestine. Oh shit, I didn't even realize this was a Palestinian song. We are the mothers of the leaders. If you're one of the guys
He's singing We Are Mothers.
we are the mothers, I think it was kind of weird.
Ooh, the Al-Aqsa Mosque.
Dude,
What is Ribat?
I think it's interest. We are the something. What's a khansas? Khansas?
No idea.
We will
Princess?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, something like.
We're the Princess of Palestine?
Here, 3 letters. Is it princess?
I bet it's right, dude.
Does this sound?
We are the warm bosom of Al Aqsa.
Does this sound at all like it's war music to anybody? This sounds like the opening sequence to a wacky sitcom.
Yeah, we are the daughters of the knives.
Yeah.
I mean, it is wacky for sure. There's no doubt about that.
These chicks look pretty hot, to be honest with you.
How can you tell at all?
I'm using my imagination here.
I can't even see eye. I can't even see eye.
Well, they're not whores; they're soldiers. They're protecting Allah's land.
We are the wives of the martyrs and the prisoners.
Yeah.
Yeah, how great it is to live in a culture that admires prisoners. Because if I go to jail, my family all judges me.
Dude, you have no idea how much I really, really have a fantasy of becoming a political prisoner. Mm-hmm. If I got locked,
Finally, your dad would love you.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
You know, look at this. Did you see that chick just straight up swing at a Israeli soldier? That ruled.
I missed that.
She literally. By the way, the hijab with the hat over it seems a bit excessive, but
It's like Dave Attell.
she expects her to drop into the stand.
Yeah, I like how he went. He's going higher.
You know, there's like a thing where you hear like
You're a princess in the battlefields.
You hear like comedians who are like maybe Asian. They'll talk about how their parents want them to be doctors or whatever. Dead serious. The only way I would make my father proud is if I became a political prisoner in some capacity. Mm-hmm. If somebody held me for my Islamic beliefs for something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if you became a political prisoner in Saudi Arabia for blaspheming the Saudi government?
He would get that I could spin to him and be like, actually, they're holding me down for something else.
We were making fun of their excess.
Yeah, I was.
Right?
I was criticizing their gluttony.
That would get him, right?
He would 100%, and because he's in a little bit of denial about me, he would believe it. He'd be like, "Oh, okay,
the
yeah.
excess, yes.
Mashallah, mashallah."
Yeah, that's my boy. What do you call your son? What is it? What's like a cute nickname for your boy?
What's my boy? How the waladi? Waladi.
Yeah, that is cute.
You know, waladi. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's a great music video that involves no women. I mean, those are all kidnapped women from refugee camps who were forced to marry ISIS fighters.
Wow, you don't want any of these fucking. What are you gonna get a woman to sing it? You'd have to execute her immediately.
These bullets are precious.
Be honest with me. It's a little stuck in your head. He's a Khalifa. He's a Khalifa. Ooh. It's a little catchy. It's not bad.
I picture you in the shower, shampooing your back.
I'm shampooing my back. I am the mother of the martyr.
Combing your chest.
Al-Aqsa under one.
You have curlers on your chest.
The lyrics are just. What I love about my culture and my religion is never will they just have a lyric that's like, all right, fellas, this one's just going to be about a chick you love.
No, it's about being the dagger of Muhammad to drive through the heart of the oppressor.
It's about fighting strife. It's about, it's a lot of themes that are pretty intense. We'll get into it in a little bit. I think we have some updates on Palestine and Israel. Not that I want to live in that fucking section, but some news is calling us, and we'll get to it in a second here. Before we do that, I do want to really quickly remind everybody to check out our Patreon if you're loving us, because, hey, why wouldn't you be loving us at this point in the podcast? You made it 40 minutes in, and you're halfway in on us.
By the way, remember, patreon.com/WHW. If 10 of you join, ear piercing.
100 join, I will be sucking Bryan off. I'm serious. I'll talk to my girlfriend tonight. She was a little uncomfortable with beetle nuts, so I don't know how this one's gonna do, but I'll talk to her tonight.
Nobody wants that, Ramsey. Nobody wants that.
I'm gonna talk to my girlfriend tonight and see if she's okay with it. I think she should be fine with it, but if we get to 100 more subscribers, I'm gonna blow Bryan
10 ear, 20 eyebrow, 30 lip, 100 dick,
100 dick, 110,
50 nipple.
Yeah, oh yeah, one or both.
60 for both. These are all real, by the way, folks. I'm 100%.
I would feel uncomfortable to have one nipple pierced. I would feel like I was lopsided all day long. I need both. Either neither is pierced or both are pierced.
I'm putting a chain between them, though, if I do that.
You're opening yourself up to chaos.
Yeah, dude, I'm putting a chain in there.
Dude, that's dangerous, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I feel like I knew somebody who had their nipples pierced once, and they got them infected. I imagine they're prone to infection.
No, my nipples are strong.
Okay.
Is that a lyric for the song we just listened to?
My nipple.
We are the mothers of Islam. Our nipples are strong.
Somebody's got to show Hamas or whoever wrote that song Slipknot. We got to show them like shit that'll pump you up.
Azerbaijan could do that.
Azerbaijan could do it.
They write some great man-female like back and forth new metal.
Oh, dude, it was like Evanescence.
Evanescence, yeah.
It was very much like that. Yeah, that song fucking ruled. That was, but hey, we don't have too many opinions about that conflict. I mean, we have one opinion
that they write better songs.
That they write better songs, even with System of a Down.
That System of a Down song sucked.
It was not that good because they're too emotional about the situation.
And they just churned it out.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, I was trying to pull every clip we ever had on the podcast of you saying Palestine during this crisis.
By the way, if you're listening to the show, we had a clip go wild last week. If you're listening to the show right now, from that clip,
I'm sorry.
You may be like, wait a second, what?
We got 2 different follows from accounts that are called Jews Against Zionism.
Yeah.
One was Jew Against Zionism 3031. I think one was Jews Against Zionism like XXY or something.
Yeah, young, new Gen Z hip hop groups, Jews Against Zionism.
XX.
And so if you're here from that clip, you're in for a rude awakening. Nonetheless, hey, thank you.
But you stand
welcome.
for the modern. Actually, I think we're the perfect. Well, you, not me. I think you're the perfect voice because you are. You're coming from the right to exist, but you're not the religious stereotype.
Yeah. Oh no.
You're trying to suck guys off on YouTube.
I'm trying to suck dudes off.
I mean,
YouTube.
you're the next generation of Palestinian.
Look, Mike. If I can be honest about the subject for a matter, in an attempt to create another viral video.
So there I was, Al-Aqsa, Ramadan, 1998. The IDF put a grenade in my mouth, and they hung a steak off the pin, and they released a pit bull.
If I could, I think that a lot of the wackiness is a result of the oppression. You know what I mean? A lot of these. Listen, you saw the music video we just watched. You don't come up with that music video unless you're just in some crazy places.
Yeah, you don't watch a video of Gigi Allen and not immediately think, what the fuck did his parents do?
Exactly. So, you get rid of the military oppression. I think not all of the wildness. Some of it stays. Some of it is here to stay. There's nothing we can do about it. But a good amount of it goes away. Good amount of wackiness. Yeah. I mean, think about it. It's like sometimes the only way out of there is the wackiness. So on some level, you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna blow myself up.
Right. Well, I imagine like there's not a lot of creative opportunities. So it's like, if you're an artist and you want to write music, you're gonna go hard so that they finance you. So you're gonna write the bloodiest, wariest music just for the outlet. I know, man. It's a great song. MTV, Memory TV,
dude. All right, let's. Oh, by the way, I did want to pitch one last thing about our Patreon. It is $5 a month, but for a limited time. You want to act now? We are raising the price on dudes in our Patreon. So if you're a guy, starting in July, the Patreon is going to be $5.50. So it's a 10% increase in price. It's pretty significant. It should get you moving.
Is it? Yeah. So you got to sign up before that price. So do you get grandfathered in?
For any other future pricing? Exactly. Yeah. If you're already in, you're grandfathered in. Whatever you're paying right now is the price you have to pay, especially all those of you who are paying more than $5 a month. Yeah. That's your price forever. There's no way you can get out of that. But
what about girls? Do they get
girls? We have a pretty strict policy. Chicks are going to be $5 for life.
Yeah, no matter what.
Unless you're one of these rich whores who wants to finance us, that's fine.
But they'll be offered $5. But if they want to go more,
if they want to go more, because you know, hey, they believe in our message. They like what we do. Sure.
Like when we call them rich whores.
Yeah, you're free to do that. Chicks, if you're a rich whore, you love hearing that you're a rich whore.
Yeah, I mean, it just means you have a lot of wealth.
It just means you have a lot of
wealth.
wealth. Yeah, absolutely. This is a podcast that is pro rich whores.
Oh, dude, I love whores. I've said it my whole life. I fucking love whores. I do. And I mean that with all the respect in the world.
All of the respect on the planet, dude. There's no question about it.
It's
We love it.
That's a white girl, right?
It has to.
That has to be a white girl, right?
Yeah,
what do you think, Tyler?
Yeah.
Yeah, he says white.
It's never not
Where
funny.
was she when she recorded this?
Yeah, it's never not funny.
On the subway?
Unfortunately, it's never not funny. Okay. Let's get into the show. I mean, we're about time, right? About 42 minutes in. It's about time to start a show. I'm Ramsey Badawi. That's Bryan Vokey. We're the last two American shock jocks, Worst Hour Pod. When I say we're the last two American shock jocks, by the way, I do want to make it crystal clear. There are other shock jocks. We're just the final two shock jocks, sort of like the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like there are sure other ones coexist, but after us, they're not coming back anymore. They're not coming anymore.
If there are shock jocks in the future, it's us reincarnated.
It's us reincarnated. It's an AI
is
with
Muhammad supposed to come back?
Muhammad never comes back.
Just Jesus.
Jesus comes back, I think. I think Jesus does come back in our religion.
Yeah, he does.
And he's got like an AK-47. And he's just fucking for all the people who are anti-Muslim.
And he does look exactly like you.
And
we've reiterated that.
Dude, in my religion, we literally think that Jesus will come back and be like, you guys are idiots. Islam rules.
Yeah, you dumb Christians. Do you think a guy could ever come back? Now, he's half human. He's a demigod. He's half he's half Mary.
He's alive
God.
still.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, I'm listening.
You come back, you got a little human in you, so you got a little ego in you.
People are worshiping you.
You see that there's 2 billion people worshiping you.
You see
and then
passion.
You see other people who just want to bury you next to other like Islam wants to just bury him next to there's 3 graves.
Yeah, Islam is literally going to put Jesus next to me. Like they're like he goes next to just any shithead that we can find.
Right. So what are you
a little bit better?
You know what I do? If I was Jesus and I came back, first of all, I would strike down the Catholics. I mean, get rid of the Pope. It's about me, dog.
Yeah, the Pope is taking some stuff. So first things first, let's get rid of the Pope.
Yeah,
that's your immediate focus.
Yeah, that's the immediate thing. And then I'd be like, Islam, you're wrong.
Islam's wrong.
These 2 billion who love me,
they're right.
They're right.
Yeah.
Now let's eat some fish, some bread.
Could be real chaos. Could be real fucking chaos in that moment, dude. But
and then I would just start plowing chicks out. That was Jesus, dude. Those abs.
No, dude, you can't plow chicks as Jesus. It's abusing your power. It is.
I'm just trying to make another profit.
You're not allowed to bone chicks as a comedian anymore. You think you can come back as the Lord and Savior and do it?
Who is gonna? You can't. I don't even believe in cancel culture.
Well.
Not with Jesus.
Well, see,
my faith is too strong.
Give it a try. I'd like to see you come back, Jesus, and try to fuck our chicks. You hear me, Jesus? I'll fucking cancel you so goddamn fast. Let's see.
Get rid of the Pope.
First story. Oh, this is a. You know how we like to start off on fun stories sometimes. Mm-hmm. This is a fun story because it's relevant to your history. Mm-hmm. The Georgia, and usually when we say Georgia on this podcast, we're talking about the country. We're talking about the state
Mountains
of Georgia. The emergency workers there are asking people to stop calling 911 about the cicada sex parties. Are you aware of cicadas? I didn't even know what the fuck these things were until earlier today.
I was there 17 years ago. I was in Maryland.
Okay.
When they first reemerged. Now, cicadas are like these giant kind of dragon-looking grasshopper type lubber bugs, and these cicadas, it takes 17 years to gestate? Is that the word? I have an explanation of it. If you click on that video that's in that article right there, right? Yeah, let's just hear what they sound like while they fuck, because apparently they're making so much noise when they fuck that it's making people freak out and call 911. Right. I don't like how that news called it a sex party. Get the fuck out of here.
It's sensationalizing something. My children read the news.
Nature is just taking course. That's all that's happening.
I don't want my fucking kids to know about what orgies are yet.
Yeah.
My kids are 12.
Daddy, what's a sex party?
I'll tell my kids, listen, the sex party talk is something odd. That's a conversation I'll have with my kids. Thank you very much.
I don't need Daddy Joe Biden telling my fucking son about an orgy. I will teach him about orgies.
I will tell him about orgies the same way my father told me about orgies and his father told him about orgies.
By
Okay,
inviting him to one.
we have a family orgy.
Go ahead and press play on that there, Tyler.
This is a brood. This is what a brood of cicadas sound like. A brood is, I suppose, the generation.
Like a murder.
What? So each
okay.
wave of cicadas are called a brood. This sound that we're hearing right now is supposed to be.
That's exactly what it sounds like when I come too. That's my coming sound right there.
That's pretty alarming.
Is this an M. Night Shyamalan movie? It sounds like that movie Signals or whatever.
That's pretty scary to be hearing this in droves right now.
You don't even understand. Like, so I believe I told this story on the podcast, but when I was in the military, cell phones, you weren't allowed to talk on cell phones in uniforms. So I was
I'm just trying to get up as loud as possible.
well, that's relevant to what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So my sergeant took my cell phone and he smashed it and stomped on it because I was talking on uniform. So I had to call from payphones to call home.
Yeah.
And the cicadas were out, and my sister was just reminding me that she couldn't even hear me talk on the phone because the cicadas were so fucking loud.
Dude, they're fucking wild
I'm like
ass.
screaming over the cicadas.
So I had no idea this whole once every 17 years nonsense. This is a great local piece of news which covers the situation. I figured for our international audience, because we have an international listenership, you know, we could explain to them
They know about swarms of locusts. I feel like we have a lot of
we have a
listeners.
lot of locusts. Yes. Imagine the biblical swarms.
Yeah.
Just a little less scary, a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, the swarms that are coming in the Bible certainly aren't doing what cicadas are doing.
These guys, the locusts are coming out to destroy your crops. These guys are just trying to get fucked.
They're just trying to get fucked. Exactly. Let's learn a little more about cicadas here.
CBS in the morning.
Heard we are about to be invaded. Trillions of
Why are they
insects
playing that
will
song?
emerge from the ground.
Yeah, this is
in
why I
some of the
love
most
CBS
populated
this
parts
morning.
of the country. They're called cicadas, and every 17 years,
Look how they skip South
massive
Carolina.
swarms appear in
Completely.
15 states.
Why don't cicadas go to South Carolina?
I've been to jail twice there, so I don't go there anymore either.
Yeah.
Fuck South Carolina.
Could be one of the hottest hotspots.
What an ugly fucking anchor. Look at that guy.
Yeah, this is what's happening.
No, I am not ready at all. I'm looking for a place to hide because
That guy is beautiful.
Yeah, he should be the anchor.
Oh,
Why are
yeah.
they throwing him out in front of the cicadas?
This guy is gorgeous. Look at his teeth. Look at his hands. They're huge.
Great head of hair.
Great hair. Awesome fashion sense.
Yeah, I like that kind of Columbia vest, Patagonia look.
They are creepy and they are crawly, with a face only an entomologist could love.
Okay.
I'm an entomologist. I'm living the dream that all entomologists get to live.
Now, when they said
Sandy
entomologist, were you
Ramsey
expecting a
studies
gay
insects.
black guy to pop up?
No.
They call me Dr. Bugs.
Dr. Bugs rules.
These two look like a Kaiser Permanente ad together.
Cicadas came out to play.
They really
For
do.
this species is Magicicada septemdescent. And it specifically means the magical cicada that emerges every 17 years.
For some, it's less magic, more nightmare. The cicadas are everywhere.
Magic
they
and
are loud.
nightmare really.
The
No.
males are
You
the
know,
really
antonyms.
loud ones.
And that's their way of saying.
Do you think
I'm
they
ready.
fucked after this interview?
The-
Like right there in that
those
picnic
two?
table?
Yeah,
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 the
two.
bug guy and
They
the.
live fast.
It's like I always
and really enjoy
wondered,
themselves.
Don Lemon and Anderson Cooper had to
Oh, yes.
kiss at least once, right?
If they haven't, they are so annoyed with what you just said because I bet at every Christmas party before Me Too and like before pre-2018,
Yeah.
everybody must have asked.
Well, my thing about that, and I just
Wait,
want
why was that guy filming? Oh, that was 17 years ago.
they're showing what life was like 17 years ago. That's kind of what I liked about the.
That's Usher now. Look at what Usher turned into.
Why does everybody who loves cicadas a silly man?
So these are periodical.
This guy. This guy's a giant, puffy, weird guy.
He looks like in Willy Wonka when Violet turns into a blueberry.
It's really.
found here in the eastern U.S., nowhere else in the world, and no other cicadas have a 17.
You know what it is?
What is it?
It's because they relate to something that fucks only every 17
Once
years.
every 17 years? Yeah, that dude gets it. That dude's going, it'll be my time soon, cicada.
I know.
I just accidentally hit the water splash button.
And then up they come.
So these things are smarter than they look.
I would certainly think
The
that.
joy. That guy seems like a sweetheart.
I like when that guy is a sweetheart. I like when he couldn't get I like when people take something so seriously they can't really get humorous about it. Where he's like, would you say they're smarter than they look? And he's like, I would definitely say that, yeah.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I really don't want to joke around.
This summer,
I was talking to my mom, and she was like, it's
What the fuck is she talking about?
We're now getting this thing where, because they're like, the story is 4 minutes long. It needs to be 6.
Yeah.
Can we do an interview with just 2 people
Do we have a couple of rambling idiots we could throw on here?
who were affected by it? That's how they fuck ass to ass.
Yeah.
I can get used to that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. dude.
Don't look at me.
Dr. Bugs agrees that romantic is a nice way of looking at it.
I'm hoping that we might be able to tweak our thinking about these creatures a bit. Remember that they are lonely organisms who have dwelled in isolation for far too long, and be able to connect.
Is he talking about himself?
He literally just said exactly what you said. He literally just said what you said.
Yeah.
Wow. You nailed it, dude.
Yeah.
Harmless to humans, and Gail, you're going to want to hear this. Some people do actually eat cicadas. They fry them up, they put them on the barbecue.
Yeah.
There are cookbooks. I can send you one if you'd like one.
Yes. Have we met Ben? Does that sound like something I want to do?
Oh, here we go.
I will slap you upside your head.
Early morning fucking jokes.
What if she got him fired for that? Is that Gail King?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
it is.
dude, you know she's vicious.
Gail King is
She did Kobe dirty.
Gail King is a fucking master, dude. I one time saw her. So see that fucking white dude in the on the right hand corner there?
Yeah.
I saw him. They did like a story about like a water company that made a bunch of people sick or something, and he tried to say something kind of smart alecky where he was like, "People, have you ever heard about not drinking, or have you ever heard about water for free? You can get it from a faucet or something like that." Gail King looked at him and gave him like the fucking worst look I've ever seen in my entire life, and immediately deflected. And I could tell by the way she answered and responded to him that she's pure evil.
Yeah. Well, you don't get to be Oprah's best friend by being a nice lady.
No. I mean, and maybe, I'll tell you what, maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe she had to develop such a fucking,
Whatever. I just remember when Snoop called her a funky
dog-faced bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I just, with those moments where you're like, man, at least somebody can say whatever they want.
Yeah. I mean, Snoop Dogg not only can say what he wants, but he's also literally gotten away with murder. Let's not forget, Snoop Dogg killed somebody. People always forget that part. You can kill somebody and maybe 20 years later be like a kid's movie star.
If you're cool enough.
If you killed somebody. I don't know if you killed somebody. Snoop, if you're listening, I don't know if you killed somebody.
I know, he's from the LBC. It's right down the corner.
Could be. We're both from the LBC. So we're both famously, well, I mean, I'm more from OC. Technically, I was born in LBC.
Were you born in Long Beach?
Yeah, I was born in Long Beach, and we lived there for a little while. We used to live, and then there they built the projects right near our place, and we got the fuck out of there.
And moved into a project somewhere else?
Yeah, basically. We went and they were ruining our neighborhood, so we went and ruined someone else's neighborhood. It's basically
La Palma, which we visited on our Patreon episode.
And when I say they,
you just mean the government.
I mean the government. Yeah. I don't mean they. Yeah, there's no they.
You just put the people, or the urban housing HUD.
Tyler, cut all this out right now. Let's see. China's moves to a 3-child policy. Hopefully, they're quieter than the cicadas.
It's the worst hour of the week with Bryan
I heard a
Volke
hint
and Ramsey
of
Badawi.
Let's see.
It's like Kill Bill.
This is why I think China's the future, by the way. I don't mind the government telling you what to do with
They're
your
the
life.
present, dog.
They're the present, they're the future, not the past. Hit play on this one. Let me see exactly what's going on.
No country on earth is more populous than China. But now it's facing its slowest population growth since the early 1960s. Over the past decade, mainland China's population did grow to 1.412 billion people.
When you have a billion people, 1.4, 0.12 is a lot.
Yes.
Were born.
down from 14.65.
Is this a huge problem?
I know. Imagine having 1.4 billion and being like,
With its
dog, we need
something
more.
out. We got to figure
birth
something
rate
out.
slump and decline in the number of working-age people pose a threat to
Working
China's
age people.
economic and social.
Oh, it's an economic.
Of course it is. What did you think it was?
Well, I guess you're right, but I don't know what I was thinking it was.
That's not how you hold a baby.
No,
He
sir.
stole that baby. That man was walking with a stolen baby. People are probably stealing babies because the government's probably murdering you if you don't have one.
Yeah. China really has such a hilarious level.
They can destroy your house, they can find you, and they can detain your parents, your husband.
That's if you have an abortion?
Yeah.
But they're not religious. What do they give a shit?
Well, I guess because they're worried about you possibly getting in on their bottom line, is my guess.
But that video is from 1998 when they were doing the one-child policy.
Yeah.
Weren't people like throwing their daughters in rivers and shit?
Yeah, it was a different time back then.
1998.
This amount of pressure is already huge, and then you have to consider the cost of education. Oh, so the kids, some young couples feel now burdened to fuck more and have kids.
Yeah, in America, but why would in a communist country, is education not free there?
Well, I'm assuming like college education is not free.
Really? I would assume it is.
Interesting.
But apparently it's not. That's weird. I thought they were a communist country.
Well, I'm now joined by Professor Steve Sang, the director of the China Institute at the School of Oriental and
I
African
love that
Studies.
British accent. She said China.
Yeah.
China.
The School of Oriental and African Studies seems a
You know
little
what I love?
racist.
I walked by an Oriental carpet place, and I love that word has completely left the lexicon, except for them themselves are still using it.
Yeah,
that's a fun one.
Yeah,
Raising children have become extremely expensive.
He looks sleepy. He looks like he needs a rest.
You know, I don't like everybody doing the green screen behind them because not everybody has a green screen. So they're moving around, and I'm seeing their ear disappear and go on. It doesn't look good.
What do you think's behind him?
Just a bunch of dead children.
A Chinese rifle?
Yeah.
A fucking statesman with a rifle to the back of his head?
I'm going to move to China and try to have some kids.
Look, babe, how many kids you got? 2? You know you need a third. You have to get hit hard with taxes. God, England is so embarrassingly British. Did you see the city that guy was in?
No, what was the city?
Nottinghamshire.
Oh, yeah.
Nottinghamshire.
It's like, dude, try to cover it up a little bit.
I think if the Chinese government makes sure that women are properly treated in China and the working environment is conducive to young mothers, it will certainly help.
Ooh,
but then there
young
are
mothers.
other problems in terms of how expensive and how competitive it is in terms of raising children.
All right, turn this off. This fucking guy's going to bore me to death about this particular issue. I thought it was going to be an awesome story. Like, dude, people are fucking.
No. They're talking about how big of a burden it is to fuck.
I do kind of wish if the government of China stepped in and said how many times you could fuck too, that would be also, I think, pretty helpful. Or any government wants to step in on that matter.
Dude, in my neighborhood, if they instituted a 3-child policy, that would be like doing a 1-child policy. Like everybody in my neighborhood has like 19 children.
Hey man, it's a sign of a fast growing economy.
It's also a sign of being beholden to a religion that doesn't believe in contraceptives.
Does not believe in contraceptives or, raising your children. No. Yeah. Well, it just turned into it.
I live in an Irish neighborhood, by the way.
Yeah, so, if you guys were being racist.
Flipped it on you.
Let's see here. Let me take a look at this one. Steven Seagal, is that the next one down? Yeah, Steven Seagal, Hollywood actor, has pledged his support for a pro-Kremlin party in Russia.
I wouldn't be surprised if none of his movies were actually filmed in Hollywood.
Steven Seagal, watch his video really quickly because he's becoming insane looking. I can't even tell him I can't tell him apart anymore. So this is Steven Seagal. What does he look like?
Dude, I don't know what that is, but his hair looks like they just stapled the Saints end zone, the New Orleans Saints end zone to his head.
Steven Seagal literally looks like an old lady transitioning into Kim Jong-un. Look He's got a weird. He's got Elvis Presley's glasses.
He looks like a Hell's Angel who's in a witness protection program in China. They like took a Hell's Angel and they're trying to hide him in Beijing.
They're like, quick, let's grow you some handlebar mustache. Let's put you in Hillary Clinton's clothing.
He's so tan too.
He is.
Can you imagine living in a country where they let him speak on politics on the news?
In this clip here, he's actually arguing for criminal jail punishment for people who don't comply with Russia's energy mandates.
Now, to be fair, what do you think Russia's energy, like, in order to be violating their energy mandates, you've got to be dumping like pure radiated like uranium right into the drinking water.
That's probably the energy. They're like, you're not pouring enough uranium into the drinking water, so
They're trying
that's
to make superhumans, Doc.
Do you remember? So a couple of years back, Steven Seagal got accused of sexual misconduct by
that guy.
Yeah, I think that's what he did. I truly am starting to think that maybe Steven Seagal decided to just become a new person. It kind of.
He did a Liu Kang kick on a girl, one of those little sweeping kicks. Just started kissing her.
He got called out, accused, asked to comment on it on the air, and he storms off during a BBC interview. I don't know if
This is recent because he looks like the same freak.
Yeah, maybe that's, and you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe at like 38, you just start becoming insane looking. And then by the time you're 70, nobody knows.
Yeah, you look exactly the same.
That's what Dennis Rodman did.
Joan Rivers looked the same for like 100 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. She just looked freakish
like
and
a
scary.
duck. Yeah.
Macabre.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and press play on Stevie.
Russia recently named Steven Seagal a special representative on U.S. and Russia humanitarian ties. But this year, he was also the subject of Me Too allegations.
Yeah, so Steven has been accused of
Why does he get to dress like that?
Several actresses, including Juliana Margulies.
Why is he dressed like a H&M employee? I'm not entirely sure.
Gina Simmons accused him of rape at a 1993 party. Now, the district attorney couldn't prosecute because the statute of limitations had passed.
Again, we've said it a million times.
No good things can come out of that.
Like where the questioning ended up going.
And, you have dual citizenship, and I wonder now what Donald Trump makes of your closeness to Vladimir Putin.
Look how annoyed he's getting with her.
I mean, I have no idea. I love
God damn
America,
it.
I love Russia, and I am trying very hard to work in such a way where we can have more meaningful discussions and, strive to make better and better relations.
If you had to choose, though, that would be very hard between your Russian citizenship and your American citizenship.
Look how pissed he is.
What would you do?
Well, certainly I'm not going to have to choose, so that's a moot point.
Why is he so mad? She's not even asking the hard questions
yet. You spend a lot of time in Russia, you spend a lot of time in America, you're making films and so forth. And in terms of your life in America, you've been very much caught up in all the allegations of sexual harassment. You had a rape allegation against you, and I wonder how you deal with all that.
He's like, all right, for the next week, I'm Russian, bitch.
I really hate that Entertainment Tonight had to have that music bed underneath everything.
I'll tell you what, though, I like this with her. You ever done a job where like I produce podcasts, and if they cancel on me, I get charged anyway.
Mhm.
Like I get to make money no matter what.
Sure.
Like she had to do this interview with this douchebag.
Regardless,
he cuts it off. Not only does she get paid the same, but also she gets way more clicks.
Oh yeah,
and she has to do like no work. She's done talking to him. She must have been like, hell yeah, early night.
Yeah, that's part of why you got to be a little bit of a shock jock sometimes. It's part of our strategy here is to get all those clicks with all our controversial points of view.
It looks like he has asphalt for hair.
Yeah, he's really, really looking very scary and haunted.
I want to know what kind of wig that is.
Yeah, who he goes to. Yeah, it's
they just rubber cemented like a piece of carpet on his head. They really did.
He absolutely had like a scalp transplant from like a black reporter.
I feel like that wig is also a mask.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he takes his face and the hair off at like a welding mask.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a old ghoul under it.
He's currently even lit like a bad guy right now. Like he's got that weird yellow glow.
Yeah, you mean jaundice?
Yeah, he really does look like he has jaundice right now. Anyways, I thought it was wildly. I thought it's fun. Anytime Steven Seagal pops up and does a, especially if he's going to be speaking.
If you're Steven Seagal, why do you think Entertainment Tonight wants to talk to you? Do you think they want to know your opinions on environmentalism?
Is he? He's also like a sheriff somewhere, right? It's
In
like
New Orleans, he had a show where he was like a kung fu cop in New Orleans.
Is he the White Shack in terms of like his ability to just sort of commercialize
Just be
himself?
a cop out of nowhere.
Shaq is a guy who can commercialize himself in a way that few people can.
I bet Shaq has dual citizenship with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I bet he does.
Shaq probably has dual citizenship. He's probably got a place
They
in
love
Russia.
the genie movie. They're like, his name is Shaquille and he played a genie.
If you have any money in America, your main goal should be getting dual citizenship in Russia and in America, so you can be ready. Or China, so you can be ready to take the fuck off whenever you got to take the fuck off. You know what I mean? Things can get tough for you.
That's why it's so great that you have Palestinian and American.
In case I feel like getting the shit kicked out of me in a different country, I'm free to go.
Do you think, could you foreseeably see a moment where you're like, I'm better off in Palestine?
I was literally looking at today being like, well, I wasn't looking at Palestine. I was looking at China, and not even like fancy China. I was going like, what would Guangdong rent look like?
Yeah.
It's pretty affordable, dude. You get like a 4-bedroom for like $900.
You just rent an apartment that a Uyghur was evicted out of. Like an Israeli.
I want to go to China, and then I want to also get a roommate when I get there. You can't. I learned while I was looking for property in China, you can't own any land there. Well, I guess it shouldn't be much of a surprise to anybody, but you can rent, you can lease for 70 years.
But the land belongs to everybody.
The land belongs to everybody.
Like Native Americans.
Namely the CCP.
Right. By everybody, we mean
by Xi Jinping. By everybody, we mean 4 people. But
theoretically, ideologically,
I might lock myself up into a pretty sweet ass 70-year deal, dude.
What about like
70 years?
So you turn 74
and then
they kick you out?
Dude, we're raising the rent.
Get the fuck out. We're raising the mortgage.
Dude, I that's a good point. So I'll wait till actually I might. I mean, that would be fine if I went over there right now.
That must fuck with generational wealth, like, because you can't leave.
You can't leave
land.
it behind. Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm good to go right now because look, I'm 31. Go over there. By the time it's over, 101. Probably have only 20, 30 more years after that.
If you're living in China.
Oh, totally. I'm going to be eating cleanest
seaweed
and rice. And it's going to be awesome. All the good stuff, dude. Kung Pao chicken,
General
mushroom, broccoli and beef. I think everything there is Spandex Fest.
Do you have the walnut shrimp?
I like the surf and turf tacos. Do you guys do those here?
Dude, but can you go to another country near Palestine with your Palestinian?
I have a Jordanian citizenship as well.
Dude, you are rich.
If you didn't,
in 20 years, you'll have 3 of the shittiest passports in the world. You'll be American, Palestinian, and Jordanian.
Yeah. It's what do you guys? It's sort of the opposite of winning the lottery. Whatever the opposite of 3 cherries in a row on a slot machine is.
Imagine this is how the lottery worked.
Yeah,
you get free tickets.
Yeah.
The winner gets a $3 million purse. The loser has to pay $3 million to the winner. That's what you got.
That's what I got. Yeah. Well, I'm working on some other citizenships as we speak right now. I might go to Argentina.
Yeah, Crimea.
Wherever the currency's collapsing right now is where I want to move.
Yeah, Colombia, looking into there.
Looking into Nigeria. Let's just be honest. Yeah. I got swindled though. I already sent somebody first month rent. Turns out there wasn't an apartment. Last time I go onto Lagos's Craigslist page.
Turns out Boko Haram isn't a person.
Yeah, it turns out I just made a donation.
Now you end up at Guantanamo Bay.
I've been listening to a lot of Jihad jams lately on the computer. I think there's a good chance I might go down. There's a lot of new songs I've been discovering. I think we should turn it into a segment on the show. Top Jihad Jam.
Yeah, to make this a real radio show.
Make it a real radio show. We
Number one with a bullet, and we mean that. I can't find the note.
Here comes my guy. I like the guy.
On the bass, you like the baritone?
وسحاب يهطل مغفرة ليغيث قلوبا تتوقد بالحب وبالرحمة تشدو حلقات زانت فتجسد.
I work out to this, dude. Speakers too, not headphones.
No, you can't.
You are just bench pressing to this song.
You can't do headphones on it. No, you can't do headphones on that song, no doubt. All right, let's take a look at this. Mia Khalifa. Look, I didn't want to talk about the Palestinian-Israeli thing anymore. It's sort of done as far as I'm concerned.
This is a rare. Listen, between the two, Israel and Palestine, it is very rare that Palestine gets the hottest opinion.
Yeah, although I would say this year is a pretty good year for us in terms of hot chicks liking us.
That's why I think you got to keep talking about it.
This was the year. This year, hot chicks were into Palestine.
Yeah, hot chicks used to love Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot is stalking.
Now she's Gal Gotta Go.
Dude, that rules, dude. Let's fucking hit it on that one, dude. We hit this music anytime somebody gets slammed on the show. We hit them with Jihad music.
I've been watching a lot of Joy Behar to try to sharpen my broadcasting skills.
No, I like that. Gal Gotta Go. I'm just gonna repeat it. Sure, her stock plummeted during this pandemic, dude. First with the Believe music video, then with the siege on Gaza. I mean, this woman can't get a break. I think she also may have possibly had a bad movie that came out. Didn't she do Wonder Woman 84? Was that her?
I don't know. That's a question for Tyler. Tyler, you can talk.
Tyler, did she do
You don't just hit the thumbs up us.
Yeah, she did Wonder Woman 1984.
Was that a good movie?
It was pretty stupid.
Yeah, so she had a rough year. So, former porn star, and I love how she really has to always drive it home that she's a former porn star. Mia Khalifa.
She hates talking about porn.
I don't know. I guess here's my problem with Mia Khalifa.
We already disagree.
I have a huge problem with her. First of all, her immodesty. Let's start with that. A proper woman should not carry herself that way. No, she is. I think Mia Khalifa is probably her porn star name. I don't think that's her Islamic name.
Yeah, there's no way why would you do porn with your real name? Nobody on earth does that.
You know
do
what?
Do you believe that these are their names?
Do you have like a go-to fake name?
Buddy Cumberland.
You sound Buddy Cumberland. I'm really bad with fake names, and so I'll go Randy.
Randy Bamawi.
Randy Al-Zarqawi. Even my fake name is Arab.
My name is Saddam Bin Laden. I'm a porn star.
I really get nervous anytime somebody asks me for a name, and my fake go-to name is always Randy.
You should go with something Latin.
What do you think about Brett? That's the new one I've been thinking about.
Dude,
Brett?
You're not white. You should go with Saul.
Saul?
Yeah, Saul.
Oh, kind of like a Latin American?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I like that
You
one.
say, hello, my name is Saul.
Yeah, but see, then I gotta go. That's kind of why I wanted to go with.
I was adopted.
Oh, okay.
You cut them off before you see their eyebrows go up and you yell, I was adopted.
Okay, let me just tell you, the reason why I thought about Brett was because should I be quizzed on white culture? Boom, I'm in. I'm like, I love Puddle of Mud. I was
adopted by a white family in Iowa.
Okay.
Slipknot, Iowa. You got it. There's your connection.
Okay.
Saul.
Okay.
And also, Saul brings in visions of Saul, which really separates you from Palestine.
Yeah.
Because the name Saul is so Jewish.
But it is pretty biblical. Takes you right back to Jerusalem.
But are there Muslims named Saul?
Not a lot of Muslims named Saul.
What about Woody? Have you ever met an Arab named Woody?
No, I can't say I have. No. My thing with Mia Khalifa is that
Assalamu alaikum. Sorry.
She continues to, don't do that ever again.
My
man.
Woody
That was
Allen
really-
impression, specifically just Woody Allen and not anything else.
That really crossed
You
the
can't make
line.
fun of pedophiles anymore?
You can't make fun of pedophiles. No, they're protected class.
Oh.
Under Biden's administration, pedophiles are protected.
Thank you, Sleepy Joe.
Mia Khalifa doesn't want to talk about her porn career, but continues to make comments as Mia Khalifa. It's like, how are people going to know you other than your porn career?
Well, she hosts a sports talk show.
Yeah.
She hosts a show with, who's that? Tyler, do you remember that Washington Wizard who brought a gun to the locker room?
That dude has the best life ever. He brought a gun to the locker room. He was professional
pulled it up.
basketball player for a little while, presumably, and now he hosts a show with a former porn star.
Yeah, dude. He got suspended because they were playing poker and he pulled a gun on his own teammate, I think. You know who I'm talking about, right? Gilbert Arenas.
Dude, that fucking rules. man.
Yeah.
Look, either way, Mia Khalifa should change her name, and if she changed her name, then we could stop talking about the porn career. But unfortunately, as long as your name is Mia Khalifa, people are going to Google you, and they're going to find what they find.
Yeah, but listen, people are allowed to move on. Bill Clinton was Governor Clinton, but we call him President Clinton now.
Okay. I've been convinced. Is that easy? Is that easy? I'm willing to admit, when I hear a good argument, it's over. I'm immediately on the new side. Mia Khalifa, I apologize about that. Feminist icon Bryan Vokey defended you, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll let her
her
know.
titty exploded at a hockey game.
Did it really? Is it okay?
We should get a new one, but a stray puck went over the glass and hit her right in her titty and blew her titty up.
No fucking
Swear
way.
to God.
Oh,
Look
dude.
it up, Tyler. Mia Khalifa titty explode puck.
When the silicone gets out, does it harden immediately when it gets touches the air, or like is there a risk of it hardening? Or?
Yeah. It's like when you piss in the Arctic.
Dude, that fucking sucks, man. That must have hurt so much. And by the way, not only that, but imagine just being like, it's almost like, imagine if you had paid for braces and then you get hit in the face and your teeth get all fucked up. Immediately, not only is there a health concern, but you're like, great, I fucking just blew 10 grand on nothing.
Right. Well, she did not blow 10 grand on nothing. She made a nice little, although apparently she's famously underpaid for her porn.
Is she? Well, I imagine everybody's famously underpaid for their porn.
What did it say, Tyler? Mia Khalifa says her breast implant was deflated by rogue hockey puck. What? Well, don't demonize the puck.
I'm really
at the it was a Stanley Cup game.
Okay, at least it was a significant game.
Yeah, it was a big one.
It would suck if you go like, nah, I got my tit blown out at a preseason game. It was a minor league game.
Dude, that's gonna end up at like Christie's or something. They're gonna be auctioning that shit off.
Yeah. I would have smelled it immediately. It's blood and pus and all this
saffron.
Saffron. Poor woman, man. Mia is a hero. Is that her after the tit injury? Oh, that's the puck that did it? She's still she's just at the game, smiling, having a good time.
Dude, she's a soldier.
So it knocked her in the tit. She was in pain and was like, fuck it, I'll just stay for the game. What kind of
imagine, and I mean this in no offense to her, but if you get blasted with like 18-inch cocks for an hour at a time, you have a high tolerance for pain.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying you're tough. I'm not trying to disrespect your past, Mia.
No,
but
not at all.
I'm just saying, dude, that's a rough game, porn.
She did do that, by the way. I'll have you know. She doesn't do it anymore.
Yes. I had never heard of her porn. I only knew her from the sports show. Honestly.
I unfortunately, I was just following various Khalifas throughout the...
Wiz.
That's it. I think Khalifa is, if I'm not mistaken, is like a spiritual leader in the Muslim world. Like a Khalif is like an appointed by the Prophet Muhammad, sort of like a disciple.
Right. She's Lebanese.
She is Lebanese, so strike one.
So porn is fine though over there, right?
Yeah. I assume it's part of part of what you got to do. In the same way that in Israel you have to serve in the army. I assume if you're Lebanese, you have to do adult
drink booze and do porn.
Do porn for a little while. Let's see. She tweeted some she slammed Israel in a series of tweets this week.
Whenever anybody says somebody slammed Israel, they're like, usually a tweet is like, hey, could you stop killing children?
And just a heads up, this is one of those artificial intelligence
Oh, this is our number one news source is AI generated news. I don't know where do they get the information? They read like AP or Reuters. And
I think so. I think they literally take a Reuters article and just kind of read it. So let's listen for the context here. Is there no sound?
Weekend. Posting a photo of herself enjoying some vino while writing. My wine is older than your apartheid state. While Khalifa has made a habit of posting anti-Israel messages on social media since this month's conflict between the Jewish state and Hamas in Gaza, the wine tweet drew the most widespread reaction. I love how Israel haters cast it as young, wrote the Dispatch editor-in-chief Jonah Goldberg.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Yes, the modern state of Israel was founded in 48, but that's 10 years before Iraq's founding and 5 before Egypt's.
Whoa. Pause it. Egypt?
Well, that's so what they're saying is they're going like technically Egypt as a country wasn't founded until 5 years, until like 1937. As a country, as the world knows it, I don't really know. League of Nations, I'm not fully sure what they're saying.
Literally talking about one of the oldest civilizations in the...
These losers, these silver-haired losers who write for like the National Journal who are arguing with Mia Khalifa, shut the fuck up.
I know.
The fuck is wrong with you? You're supposed to be a diplomat and you're arguing with Mia Khalifa online?
I can't even beat off to you anymore.
People are also, I guess, attacking her, as this article says, because the wine was from France. During...
when Nazi occupied... France. So that would be like, according to that logic, they're saying that she's drinking wine that was made in 1943 while Nazi Germany was occupying France.
It's giving her a little bit of too much
Imagine
credit.
she had a loaf of bread from Palestine. Is she supporting Israel now?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you on this one, Brian. Beyond that though, what I think is extra frustrating about it is I just think people are giving her too much credit on that one. I honestly don't believe that she was fully aware of what the fuck she was doing with that bottle of wine. I don't think she looked at it and was like, this is from Nazi Germany or France.
I would have never thought that.
I would have never thought that before. So,
She was just pointing out that 1943 is before 1948.
Yeah. Well, that's what these guys will do. They'll twist your words.
You're talking about the AI generated news?
I'd like to call it something besides jujitsu, but
you already did that one, yeah.
If you know another word for using your momentum against you.
Verbal jujitsu is that's a term for the police.
Is it really?
They use that word.
With
verbal
Sting?
jiu-jitsu.
The police, the band, or police, the organization?
The cops.
Oh, okay.
The pigs.
The fucking pigs. We're anti-cop on the show. Are we pro? We're pro.
We're anti.
We're neither. We think.
But if you're pro and I'm anti, that means we're neither.
We're neither.
We're kind of have a Hannity and Combs when it comes to the cops.
Yeah. We are pro parking enforcement, right?
Yeah. No, well, otherwise there's chaos. Society crumbles.
That's why we can agree on.
If there's no street cleaning and parking tickets, society crumbles.
Meet Iron Dome, Israel's new superhero. Okay, so this is a graphic... okay, this is a new comic book character, Iron Dome.
Which, by the way, obviously this guy doesn't know what dome means to the youth.
Yeah.
That means getting head.
Is his real name, is his name Ron Dome? Is there like Iron Dome is not a great name for a superhero, to be completely honest with you.
Will you go to their Instagram account?
You don't want your superhero to sound like a venue.
Yeah, I know.
Like Iron Dome is where you want to see, U2 play. You don't want to depend on a venue to save your country's life. The thing I find incredibly weird about this is, aren't these guys always trashing like Palestinians for having anti-Israeli cartoons and what have you?
Yes.
What do you think? Who do you think Iron Dome's main enemy is going to be? The Tunnel Man? Let me guess who the Tunnel Man is.
Yeah, for sure. But also, can I say this for that region?
Yeah.
Can you guys just all calm down about cartoons and comics? Just everybody in that region. I don't care what side you're on.
You're fair point.
Just the comics and the illustrations and the cartoons mean way too much to that entire world.
Yeah. It's I'm gonna agree with you on that. Iron Dome, his whole thing is that he protects Israel from protects freedom in Israel.
Yeah.
By the way, you can't just do Captain America as your country. You're not allowed to just do that.
No.
I can't be like, oh, we're making Captain America but Palestinian.
Right. Also, is Iron Dome technically an American hero?
Thank you. Exactly. Here's Iron Dome's power. He gets paid by the United States government.
Might as well call him Welfare Man.
Iron Dome gets $3 billion a year from Captain America.
Yeah, that's the link, Tyler. I wanted you to click on that Instagram link.
Oh, they have their own Instagram page or whatever. Just
Yeah.
you got to take a look at this character.
Ooh, they had to take it down.
Took it down. Scary.
Dude, the New York Times, everybody's saying that y'all won this one.
I don't think
you didn't.
Dude, hold up. Look at Iron Dome's fucking hug. It's alluding to it right there. He's got kind of the V thing.
He looks all balls.
He looks pretty. Look.
It looks like it's all balls.
Yeah, he's I'll be completely honest with you. This is really one of the laziest superheroes I've ever seen in my entire life.
It actually looks like real old timey, like 1940s, before they knew what technology.
How did they take the coolest technology, the most magical technology I think anybody's ever heard of, and make it so dorky?
Yeah, I truly don't know. Do we have a video on how the Iron Dome works?
I would love to see that because I have no fucking idea how the Iron Dome works.
Tyler, do you know how the Iron Dome works?
No.
I guarantee you every 2 years they make a new video that's called How the Iron Dome Works because every 2 years they have to show it.
Yeah.
Every 2 years they bust it out.
And it completely changes.
Yeah,
It's more and more advanced.
All right, let's see.
Let's see what Bloomberg.
Yeah, I wonder what side of the Iron Dome he's on.
I've traveled to Ashkelon, the coastal city just south of Tel Aviv that nudges up against the Gaza Strip.
What we're seeing here right now is the launcher. Each launcher has 20 missiles on it. You can see the red light flashing, which means it's armed and ready.
Jesus Christ.
Here, one of the dozen or so Iron Dome batteries sits at the ready to intercept missiles and provide Israel
that
with
fucking
a type
bird.
of shield.
I would kill that bird in a
aerial
heartbeat.
attacks.
I'm the Iron Dome commander.
That bird is probably so hard to
Laron Cohen oversees its operation.
Is this as close as we get, or do we get...
This is as close as we get.
It took just 3 years and about $200 million to develop this defense system.
Jesus.
It relies on a radar that instantly detects when a missile has been fired. Algorithms quickly try to determine what type of projectile.
I love that you could just say algorithm and I just shut the fuck up. I go, yeah, okay.
You show like cosine symbols, and everybody's like, "Oh, I get it now."
Yeah,
it's an algorithm, just like Instagram.
It's said that Iron Dome has taken down more than 1,000 missiles since it turned on in 2011.
Damn, that is cool.
That is cool. Yeah, that is fucking.
Fuck.
That does fucking rule.
The U.S. rocks.
Some people question the accuracy.
No, you know what? That requires.
Clear, though,
I imagine.
is that the algorithms
German.
That took some German and Jewish ingenuity.
But
I mean, hey, we bankrolled.
We
this shit.
bankrolled it though. That's us.
We're the executive producer.
Dude, that fucking rules.
Dude, that's awesome. Isn't that what Star Wars was kind of trying to do when Reagan was making Star Wars?
Yeah. I will say, for a group of, for a country that has such a sophisticated, for such a sophisticated defense mechanism, it's like when it comes to Hamas, it's just a sledgehammer, ain't it? Like they have this Iron Dome. Not only that, but they have this fucking. They have like every 2 years there's a story of a guy from Mossad sticks a fucking sticky bomb onto a pulls up next to an Iranian scientist on a fucking motorcycle, sticks his fucking bomb. But meanwhile, whenever you got to get the Hamas soldier, it's like, we don't know anything besides putting a grenade in a baby's mouth. We have no idea how to get these motherfuckers.
Listen, we need to carpet bomb the entire Gaza Strip just to make sure we get one guy who, by the way, they never get.
So, all right, whatever. I guess the way the Iron Dome works is algorithms. That's all we learned from this fucking from this video.
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's better if you launch your missile between 1 and 4 Monday through Wednesday.
It intercepts the most. You don't want to. Yeah, it'll bomb if you
listen. If you send a rocket out on a Sunday, you're pretty likely you're going to hit Israel.
Yeah, it's a pretty good chance. Once they figure the algos.
Do regular people know what algorithm means?
I don't think so. I don't know. I certainly don't
I have
know what it
no
means.
clue.
I don't think anybody knows what algorithm means.
But it sounds, just by the al and the g, Arab. That's
algorithm.
Arab. Well, algebra.
Yeah, of course.
That's Arab.
Algorithm. Very famous Arab. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I love when that's when I was young. I used to get in a fight with my dad all the time. And that was what it is. Hey, Arabs invented algebra, so. You know you're digging pretty deep when you got to go to algebra for your most recent invention. Well, there's other things too. Let's see. Okay, we'll close this bad boy out here. What's this? So, Bryan, you brought this to my attention here. So there's a Turkish.
I love this guy.
A Turkish mafioso. His name is what's his name? Sedat
Peker.
Sedat.
I swear to God.
Sedat Peker. He's one of the most powerful men in Turkey.
Yeah, so he's a criminal who got in bed with the Turkish government in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And he got out of a lot of charges because he was allegedly he was smuggling drugs. There was people he had ordered killed. Or there was so he has potentially a lot of dirt on the entire Turkish government. And Turkey's in a bunch of turmoil right now because the government is just very hard right and very nationalist. So there's a lot of conflict going on in there. So people are stoked to hear the dirt on the government because there's a lot of people who hate the government. And this guy's in exile.
Uh-huh.
He decided to just start naming names. He's allegedly in the United Arab Emirates.
Okay.
But nobody knows if that's true. That's where he's saying he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he started a YouTube channel and he started making videos where he's just making wild allegations about everybody. And people are saying that he's doing it very deliberately. He's taking down Erdogan, who's the prime minister of Turkey. He's taking down one by one his whole inner circle. And then people are saying that he's saving like a real big bomb for Erdogan at the end. Like he's doing it real smart.
So he puts out a YouTube video on a weekly basis where he just kind of trashes everybody.
Well, he'll be like,
what's up, YouTube? Like he does that kind of a thing.
He's like, what's up, YouTube? Just so you know that the Minister of the Interior raped a girl and killed her husband.
I got a lot of things to say about the government, YouTube, but before we do that, I just want to remind you, smash the like button.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
But apparently, go ahead and press play on this. They'll explain it better than I did. Oh, wait, you got to start it from the beginning because I don't know where the audio went, but I love this guy's voice.
He's hammered. You were my ticket. You were the Joker. I put all the bets on.
Mafia boss on YouTube and millions
He's
and
hammered
millions of views.
Super masculine dude.
That is Sedat Peker, and if you have
815K subscribers.
Don't live in Turkey.
He does better numbers than subs.
Video conditions like these,
3.3 million views,
11 million on yesterday's video.
Yeah, this dude's fucking huge.
Politics consuming its news channels and being watched by many people.
Okay, pause it real quick. So here's the guy he's going after the hardest. I believe this guy is...
He's an interior minister. I saw this video, and this is, by the way, one of my favorite moments that ever occurred on live television.
So go ahead. Telling the most disgusting lies. Go ahead.
So the interior minister is on a show right now defaming this guy. And he's saying that essentially this mafioso is making people watch these videos.
Which is a foreign operation.
Süleyman Soylu on Haberturk national television. He's been Peker's main target and has rejected the mob leader's many accusations against him. More on that later. So where did Peker come from? Sedat Peker rose to prominence in the 1990s in the Turkish.
By the way, my Peker also first arose in 1990.
Back in 2007.
Hour of the week with Bryan Vokey and Ramsey Badawi.
He now says he lives in Dubai.
I did not get boners in 1990.
No, I didn't get my first boner until 2011.
Police made a series
9/11
targeting him and his alleged associates. That's his wife there.
Dude, huge.
In this footage, police are seen pulling a gun hidden under a tree.
Who knows if that's staged or not?
Yeah,
they're showing
like
a raid of
just...
Peker's property.
He has various props. He has a whiteboard.
I love that kind of a Glenn Beck thing.
I love the open shirt with the chain. I'm gonna start wearing a chain. Mark my words.
I've tried opening a button on like a shirt like this. It's just.
I wish I could button past my face.
Request of a former top official in the 90s. His brother wasn't able to carry out the assassination.
Are those anal beads on his desk?
Dude, those are like prayer beads.
Or it's like a dissident's spine.
They're done. Yeah.
Is an Investigators
It's the spine of a baby, one of his rivals.
Everybody who, by the way, does Turkish television looks like this guy right over here. Just these fucking really sad, dead eyes, but they're blue.
I do love how anywhere else besides America, I could have a chance at still being kind of sexy.
Oh, yeah, dude. You'd be gorgeous in fucking Turkey. You'd be a star.
I also like how you can just be bald in the rest of the world.
I love this moment here on live TV where they're debating this guy. Where is it? It's right over
It's
here.
coming up. This is the best moment.
Although his allegations have not been proven, Soylu, the interior minister, has filed a legal claim against Peker for slander. Peker says Soylu once warned him under the table about a looming police crackdown. Peker also says Soylu gave him extended police protection after he left prison. Soylu says it's all lies, a plot against the country.
So here's the interior minister. So this guy,
Milyonlarca insan.
he's so
look.
Allah'ını seversen.
Okay, so pause it. Let me explain what just happened.
That was too funny, dude. That's too funny.
So the minister is on TV and they're saying,
Look,
listen,
you got it.
millions of people are watching this video because all the accusations are being hurled against him, and they're like, millions of people are watching this.
What do you have to say about it? He's essentially telling the interior minister, 1 million people are watching these videos. You got to defend yourself.
And he says, well, millions of people are also watching child pornography.
And then the guy who's debating goes, please, God, no.
He goes, for God's sakes, don't do this.
For God's sakes, sir.
No, millions are watching these videos defaming you. What do you have to say? Well, millions of people are watching child pornography. And then, for God's sakes, don't do this. Say that in Arabic. For God's sake.
They don't speak Arabic. They speak a different language.
I know. I'm just saying. I like it. Yeah. No, I wouldn't ask you to speak Turkish.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the fucking ridiculous language.
Their fake European language.
Goofball language.
They reinvented their alphabet to look European.
Is that
in the
true?
1900s?
Embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a Persian language. Whatever
that mountain or whatever is. All right, let's see. Finish this.
Whatever that mountain is.
Caucasus or Schmuckus or. So I
least scary voice.
Yeah. So he's here. He's
11 million people are listening to that voice.
This is Erdogan.
Recep Tayyip Erdogan himself recently defended Soylu over this at an event. It says the government
Dude, that minister
with the nose over the mask.
While are seizing on this moment, demanding that the interior minister resign. So what are everyday Turks, those millions of viewers, saying about all this? It's mixed.
They've cut to a Turkish guy.
Classic Turkish bun.
Yeah. Most likely smoking a cigarette. If they don't do it, our reputation is being tarnished every day.
Oh, you know what? I hit up a Turkish comedian and asked him if he had any thoughts. Let me see if he got back to me.
Okay. Good.
No, he didn't. But
good.
I met Bill Gay, Turkish comedian, award-winning Turkish comedian.
What's the award? Listen, man. I much respect to your friend. I imagine I could probably win a Turkish comedy contest while I'm sleeping. You mean the place that's famous for their prisons?
It was Swiss, but yeah, even less funny.
Yeah, I imagine.
Mafia boss who is live streaming or just generally has his own channel and he can talk about
those seriously look like anal beads.
Is the Turkish mafia just have no power whatsoever? I feel like if you're out on fucking YouTube, you're begging to be killed, right?
I think no. That's the opposite. I think that's how powerful he is. The fact that he can just draw all this attention and make these videos that are destabilizing an entire government, I think that's power, dog.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of crazy that the UAE doesn't work with Turkey.
Nah, like the UAE does not like getting involved when they don't have to get involved. Here's his website. His website is great. I was looking at it earlier.
Yeah, is this Google? Because you can translate.
It's not worth translating, to be completely honest with you. It's a lot of video. This guy loves videos of himself. A lot of videos of himself petting cats and doing wild shit.
He smokes a lot of cigarettes.
Smokes a lot of cigars.
Has a nice high blood pressure kind of blush hue to him.
Yeah.
Look at he's hand talking in every one of his thumbnails.
Yeah. You just know this guy reeks, dude.
He's
you know
always
he reeks
wearing
of
an Aladdin vest. Over.
booze and
Yes.
cigarettes.
Yes.
This guy's got the worst scent on the planet.
Yeah, he's a fucking Turkish mobster. That's not exactly a cologne I'm looking to buy.
Turkish mobster. Guarantee you, greatest place. He knows where the best sandwiches are. That's fucking
100%.
Guarantee. That's what he's good for. All right, it's getting warm again in here. Let's fucking wrap this bad boy up, man. Be sure to follow the show across all social media platforms at Worst Hour Pod. You can follow my co-host Bryan across all social media at Bryan J Vokey, at Mr. Bryan Vokey on Twitter, at Brett the Shit Man Fart on TikTok.
I only did that to make you say that.
Follow Tyler at Tyler Gazar. Gosh, we appreciate Tyler. Check out his podcast, Best Movie Ever. What movie you guys doing this week, Tyler?
We haven't decided yet.
No, they play it by ear.
Classic.
They play it by ear. Those guys are wild.
Beetlejuice is the reigning champion, though, right?
No, it tied with Wild at Heart. Jackson loves Wild at Heart.
All right. Well, hey, man, you guys are going to have to subscribe to the pod to figure out what all this nonsense means. Hey, if you're listening to the show, by the way, give us 5 stars on the Apple Podcast app. We're stuck at 59 or 69 likes or 5-star reviews. Sorry.
Our listeners don't want to ruin that.
Just, we get it. It's funny, but you know what would be even funnier? Bryan brought it up, is 42069. So get us all the way up there.
420,069 5-star reviews.
Yeah. 420. If we get up there, we'll honestly pierce our dicks. 100%. Both of us will do it.
If we get 420,000 Patreon subscribers, I will pierce
That's
my
when I'll
dick.
step in. That's when I'll get my dick pierced.
I'll get my dick pierced, and then I'll force Tyler to get his dick pierced, and I'll connect him to a chain.
That'd be the weirdest 3-legged race I've ever seen in my entire life. I'd love to get that picnic event going.
At the Worst Hour Company picnic.
Ooh, we should do a Worst Hour Company picnic. That sounds
mandatory.
fun.
Plus one, Tyler. You can bring your wife.
Let us know. worsthouroftheweek@gmail.com. Hey, you know what? I honestly do want to know. If you're living in Columbus, Ohio, would you pay to come see Bryan and I? Email me because our numbers are off the charts in Columbus, Ohio. We're thinking about coming.
I got a few connects there to some venues. I toured there a ton.
We'll talk about it. Our numbers are wild in Columbus. We do crazy in Columbus. So was there some kind of a Hamas capital there, or some kind of a
maybe Dearborn went south for the winter?
I'm trying to figure out what it could be. Let's see.
Hamas chapter.
I guarantee you're gonna find out Columbus has the biggest Palestinian.
Yeah.
Some wild. There's something strange going on in Columbus. I can't figure out what it is.
While you sign off, I'm gonna look up the largest Palestinian.
Be sure to check out our Patreon, $5 a month, patreon.com/WHW. Everybody loves it. We live streamed. I can now legally say we live stream. We did it last week. It was a great time. I think we'll live stream this week. Hopefully, we'll see. Let's see here.
New York City.
New York City is the most Palestinians
in America.
Okay.
And then Chicago.
Okay.
And then Los Angeles. Those are just the 3 biggest cities.
Yeah, I don't trust that list.
The hardest cities to crack into.
We went straight there.
See how smart other Arabs were? Like, let's go to Dearborn. We can take over the local government.
Dearborn.
Like libertarians in New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's a good point. We'll find out. I'm gonna find out.
New York seems like literally the worst.
It's got to be a false answer.
Talk about, out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Yeah. Well, that's only been a thing for the last 22 years. It's pretty new still. Let's see. All right, man. Well, hey, if you got nothing else to say here and I got nothing else to say. Oh, hey, if you're in San Diego, June 3rd, Bryan and I are going to be performing at the Second Chance Comedy Club with Kurt Metzger. I thought we weren't friends anymore.
I know.
Dude, we're best friends again. I can't wait. So, hey, San Diego, come out and check us out. We'll be doing stand-up comedy. Okay. You got anything to say to these fine people, Bryan, before we get out of here?
No, not at all.
Hey, man, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. By the way, check out full HD video of the show. If you're watching video,
if you watch the premiere, it's in standard definition, but the HD will process.
It's a logistical issue. Hey, if you got nothing else to say, I got nothing else to say on behalf of everybody here at the Worst Hour Nation. Me, Bryan, Tyler. Peace be on to the prophet.
Long live Peker.